Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Trap Draw, and welcome back to my esteemed Slender Man counterpart, Mr. Big Randy. Hello.
I'm a father, TC. I'm 40. I'm a man. I'm 40. I'm a father. It's good to be here. Shout out Coach Gundy. Not really sure what I was going for there. What a month plus it's been for ya boy over here, but we're excited to be back. Excited to be chopping it up once again.
We're excited to have you back, and we've got a big show on tap today for the listeners. Getting right back into the swing of things on this here program, these here chop sessions. Randy, before we go anywhere else, we got to thank Mr. Jeezy. And I noticed, I was just scrolling through the comments on YouTube, on the NLU podcast YouTube channel, where you can watch and listen to our shows. There's a gentleman, Mr. Eric Crawford, it appears, at Eric Craw. He said, quote, "It's so sad to hear you weave, quote, Mr. Jeezy into these NLU pods. Hurts the NLU brand for sure. It's like when you watch a post-game interview with all the glory to God BS and hypocrisy. But more annoying, it's like you need your TC Mendoza moment on a freaking podcast. Consider separating church and trap draw. No one cares about your religious beliefs. Maybe join Dude Perfect instead." Wow, that's a stray.
That's wow.
Think most of them are, quote, Jeezy freaks.
I don't think they are, first of all, Eric, and that's kind of where it all unravels for you here in this comment. Dude Perfect would not be Jeezy for you. Does he even know who Mr. Jeezy is? Does he think it's Jesus? Like,
I think he
as
thinks
I'm
it's
listening,
JC.
I
Yeah.
really think he thinks it's Jesus. Like, we're thanking Jesus, and we've decided to call him Jeezy. This Eric Craw guy, congratulations, Eric Craw. You're getting your moment in the sun. It's taken a while. You know, TC, I saw this in the agenda and I knew this guy. He just rang a bell for me, and I was like, why do I know this guy? I have read a comment of his before. And you know what it was? Going back to last summer when I did my podcast with Bamberger out in Philadelphia. I had a throwaway line at the beginning of the episode about like, oh, I actually enjoy doing laundry. It's kind of like meditative, right? Like I just kind of
I
zone
enjoy doing
out, you
laundry
fold
too.
clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you get a little sense of accomplishment when everything
Yeah.
looks good and put away. Anyway, Eric Craw, this is where I first came across him. Quote, "Yikes. Sad state of affairs when you're resorting to laundry folding analogies to make a point. Super cringe." And just, you know, like the most throwaway line. I'm not sure I was making like a big analogy. Michael was talking about laundry, and I was like, oh yeah, I enjoy doing laundry. Anyway, I think this guy's been all up in our YouTube comments. I haven't gone back through all of our episodes, but if
We
anybody's
may
so
need to.
inclined,
Yeah.
Eric Craw, habitual commenter, and I'm just flabbergasted he thinks we're thanking Jesus. I really, Eric, like you don't get the joke, man, and I don't think you get the show, and I have no idea how you've listened this long to us, but I guess thank you.
Yeah. And listen, this is not audience capture or anything like that. We're not taking into account what he's saying. Also, you are very against the whole post-game interview
Oh, I hate
culture
it.
of
Yeah, I
it's
hate it.
it's very
Mendoza, the first time I heard Mendoza, I was like, "No, this guy's off my draft board. Can't have him. Can't do
yeah,
it." Yeah,
that's the funniest part to me.
yeah.
So we're gonna get into some more YouTube
God,
comments
it's
here in
good
a
to be
little
back,
bit.
TC. What a start.
We're gonna have you take us through the last month or two. We're 100 days out from the World Cup, which I think we need to get our relationship with THG back to a serviceable place so that he'll come on. May need to send him some Rhoback.
He's
Uh,
demanding Rhoback payment. Yeah.
yeah, which, speaking of Rhoback, they are proud to present the Trap Drop podcast. We're deep into layering season. As you can see, I've got my Fulton vest on here. It's still early spring too, which means it can be chilly, Randy. And
Not out in Denver, TC. I'm begging for some cold weather out here.
it's warm again.
It's been warm literally all winter. Since the AFC Championship game is really the last time it snowed out here.
Unbelievable. Well, it sounds
Yeah.
like the Rhoback Highlands hoodie, which is great to golf in too. No rogue drawstrings, plenty of stretch, lightweight but warm enough for those early tee times. We're grabbing this 7 days a week. It sounds like that one is kind of ripe for these conditions you've got going.
Yeah, yeah. I have to give I have obviously I have the Hezi, but I'm looking forward to getting some of this new product myself.
I think it's en route. So they've got a few more lifestyle pieces for when the dress code tightens up a little bit. They've got that shacket. I know Neil's been into that. They got the new Rhoback sweater polo. Classic look, natural stretch, polished without feeling stiff. Clubhouse approved without screaming, I tried too hard. Like that, that's you right there.
I
That's the
know.
Randy way.
I
So
know.
if you're rotating in some spring upgrades, head to rhoback.com, RHOBACK.com. Use code DRAW for 20% off your first order through the end of this week. And I would just like to mention again the athletic shorts. Those are my go-to. Those are my kind of my they've usurped another brand that I've worn for a long time, and like I've committed to the Rhoback like gym shorts. They're freaking awesome. They're like my everyday with wear those with a polo and a hoodie. Great. So
I have to get some of those. I was gonna say I wear Rhoback. They're like athletic, just t-shirts. Great,
yes,
great workout shirts
that's
also. So
my travel thing underneath a nicer piece. So
we're gonna have to fit THD with all this stuff.
yeah, exactly, exactly. All right, we got some mea culpas, Randy. I just wanted to apologize to folks, not for anything I did. It was for for what I didn't do. We were on the Sunday pod this week. Neil he was talking about Shane Lowry and saying he quote thinks he would be a good guy to grab some pints with, not pints, pints, rhyming with
This is so
mints.
tough.
And
This is
people
so tough.
people on X, the Everything app, as well as other social outlets were expressing dismay at Neil saying that, but also me not correcting him in the moment. He also kept saying Francis, we may, not we met.
He was getting French with it.
Yeah, yeah. So while you were out, I got a couple more times by fake news
Mm,
items. But I
mm.
also caught it a couple times too. I'm getting savvier.
Let me
Yeah.
just jump in and on this Neil fiasco, and I think it is a fiasco. I've never in my life heard someone say pints. We were in our team meeting Monday morning this week, and this was, of course, brought up. I think we need to address it team wide. And TC, it was horrifying to hear Neil essentially double down. Like this wasn't like just a mistaken one time. The mind was going fast, which is what I thought it was. Right, like surely he says he interchanges those somewhat regularly. Like it's not just a one
Oh,
off mistake he made, and that that's abhorrent. That's not good, TC.
I wasn't in that meeting, or I joined
That's
late.
right. You had your own issues going on.
we'll,
Yeah.
we'll get to some of those. But yeah, that is concerning though. Neil's, and I think Neil might be turning into a data boy too, based on everything he was saying the other night as well. So
He was very much pissed off too about the mispronunciation police, which I think maybe
join
that's a larger discussion at some point because I
join the
do think
club,
there
bud.
are yeah, there are valid things to say, I think, on both sides of that issue. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's I don't think this
Uh,
one's quite done yet. We're gonna have to maybe bring Neil back at some point.
yeah. I mean, people are pretty hot and bothered about me shouting out Tootsie Rolls. So DJ and I were talking about just the proliferation of like sexed up candies out there. Just crazy, like fifth level stuff that's like Airheads gum, or just stuff that's like so far removed from the original candy that they had. The
Okay.
Nerds Rope clusters, which are bomb. They're really good, but like it's just like there's just so much marketing and synthetic flavors and everything in this. And I shouted out Tootsie Rolls as an example of something that I really like. And some people on YouTube and also in the DMs just clowning me for it.
TC, you like what you like. Tootsie Rolls aren't my thing. I feel like I did have a brief spell there back in elementary school where I would eat some Tootsie Rolls, but I don't even think about them, honestly. I go years
What's your
without thinking
what's
about
your
them.
go-to?
I don't have a go-to candy. I think that's part of my problem.
You don't have a go-to candy?
No, no. I think
Like,
if any
if I told you you have to go to the convenience store and buy a candy bar right now, what are you buying?
it would be a struggle, but I think I would just land on Snickers. Like, I can eat and I like a Snickers bar.
Okay, okay.
But
What
if
about if I
but
said a non-chocolate bar?
I know
Like a
that's where it
sweet,
gets really tough, TC. Like, there's nothing. There's nothing I want.
like Skittles, Starburst, Sour Patch Kids,
No, it's one of
Bubblicious.
those yeah. I mean, Skittles, I guess, but, like, I would eat a few like, it's
Is it
I've
just
never
Post
felt a
candy?
craving for a non-chocolate candy, if that makes sense.
Huh. Alright, well, we'll get to chocolate candy later in the show.
More on
We'll
that,
get
yeah.
there. Yeah. Couple other mea culpas just in the
Well, hold on, are you
yeah.
apologizing then for your Tootsie Roll
No, not at
admiration?
all. I just wanted
Okay.
to get it on the record that people are hating on me for it, and I think I like Tootsie Roll Pops, I like the flavored Tootsie Rolls, all that stuff. It's a
I
great
always
Halloween candy. I like Twix too.
I do remember being the disappointment of I think blow pops were always much
Oh,
more,
love Blow Pops.
welcomed than
I had 2
Tootsie
Blow
Roll
Pops
Pop.
yesterday. I bought a whole bag of them a couple weeks ago. I
That's
love it.
crazy.
I'm
That's
also
crazy.
off the wagon on the Johnny Pops stuff. I fell off the wagon hard, Randy. Anyway, yeah, we got other people. Let's see. We got another person that said, this is Kaylee 143. I was sitting on a bench and said, "Love the pod." This is at Pebble Beach, and got a cool man and was blown by Pie Man at AT&T on Sunday
Wow.
after Colin won by the putting green by the pro shop. I will wait for a mea culpa on the next episode.
Wow.
And
A lot
DJ
of
has
people
said he's not going to provide one. That's not how it went down.
Oh, he's denied wow. We
Yeah.
have a he said, she said. I was gonna say,
Yeah.
is DJ getting a little too big for his britches?
That's the concern here. We got another one, Michael Mahoney, 28. Mea culpa alert. The minor league team in Davenport, Iowa is the Quad City River Bandits, not the River Cats. They actually have a really cool
Mm,
stadium right on the river. I've been to that stadium. That's what it was referencing, but I did mess that up. It's the River Bandits. So
okay.
apologies there. And then Old Tom Morris, 5502, said, "My daughter Ella was was your kid's ski instructor for a few days. She said really nice things as I knew she would.
Oh,
LOL."
that's nice.
So what a world. And then
Yeah,
I said to Freddie, I was like, "What's your?" I think she did one day with Freddie and another day with Goose, and she said, and they both said she was delightful. So
good.
Whitefish Mountain Resort. Um,
Were they on boards or skis?
Goosey was on a board, Freddie's on skis.
Okay.
But yeah, that's kind of the mea culpas for this week. Just a smattering of things we did apologize for, things we're absolutely not going to apologize for. Eh, Anything you need to apologize for?
I'm just sitting here thinking, I think this paternity break, it almost reset, wiped out all my mea
Yeah.
culpas. I feel like I'm coming back fresh. Nothing to apologize for, TC.
Okay, good. That's a good way to live.
Yeah,
But until we get through this episode, and I'm sure we'll
that's right.
apologize for.
Hopefully.
Uh, well, Randy, let's get into it. How's dad life? How has
Mm.
life changed? What surprised you? Take this wherever you want.
Yeah, God, what a it's the question, right? TC, it's been incredible. It's been amazing. I let's start from the beginning. Wife and I welcomed a little girl on January 27th. We had gone in the evening prior uh, for to begin like inducing labor. Um, I'll say I was pretty adamant from the start, talking to the nurses, the doctor. My wife had her birth plan and I had my birth plan, and that involved trying to not see anything that I couldn't
For
unsee.
sure.
And so I made that very clear to everybody. You know, they're asking, well, do you want to cut the umbilical cord? I was absolutely not. No, I don't want to do that. I no interest in doing that. So it it progressed nicely. I think, you know, I know your wife had a bit of a rough go of it the first time with Freddie
Yeah.
and inducing, but yeah, Kat, you know, through the night, gave her medicine and whatnot, and by just after noon, I think it was like 12:37 on the 27th. Lillian is her name, came into the world. Just incredible, you know. The final push, it's me standing up by the wife, really not doing anything, just trying to like,
Pretty
you
it's
know,
pretty helpless.
yeah, just like, hey, you're doing great. Like the one thing that I was tasked with, and I think I pulled it off very well, if I may say so myself, was getting the playlist going.
Okay.
We yeah, it was a Taylor Swift, heavy Taylor Swift
Easy.
rotation. We missed the Jeezy, unfortunately. But just, you know, the whole experience, it just gives you a real appreciation for everybody that works in the hospital. I mean, just two absolutely delightful labor and delivery
Yeah.
nurses.
Angels.
Uh, yeah, our doctor was wonderful. Our night nurse, everybody, you know, it was a great experience. So we end up staying for a couple days. Thankfully, you know, baby's good, mom's good. Coming home, obviously a big thing. That was just what I remember about the drive home, and we don't live too far away, was like, I don't think I've ever been as nervous behind the wheel than I was the first time when we have baby in the car seat. And yeah, just, you know, I'm 10 and 2. I'm complete stops. I'm doing everything that they teach you in driver's ed. But I think getting home, that's kind of where it you know, it kind of
Like,
shifts
holy
from like,
shit, we're
yeah, it
responsible for
becomes
keeping
real.
a human being alive? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
wait, like, they're gonna let us take this thing home?
Like, yeah, there's no instruction manual really. Like there's
Yeah.
no it's just us. So I think I'll say this. It's been really, obviously it's just been totally like mind bending in so many ways. I think what I'm going through now at the very start, and I joked about this to my wife, so it's nothing that she hasn't heard, but I had this feeling of like, we have this baby that's this cute little adorable baby, but it feels like we're just tasked with taking care of her. And it felt like at some point, you know, somebody's going to come and like her parents are going to come and take her away. You know, like it feels like I just need to take care of her for a little while and then something's going to happen. I'll say over the last like week and a half, we've slowly kind of like started to build that real attachment. I think that those real bonding. I've been able to now start feeding her some bottles. I usually do about one a day. That's been fun to get in on that. Of course, we're waking up middle of the night. We're changing diapers. It's amazing how quickly the diapers don't phase me. You know, I think that was one
Yeah.
thing.
The diapers are, like, very much, like, diapers, like, I don't even look back on those and think, "Oh, those were bad at all." At least until they start eating
Real
regular
food.
food.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then
yeah.
it's like, "Oh my god, like, I'm gonna just throw you in the shower." Like, those were
Yeah,
awful, but, like,
yeah,
baby diapers, yeah, like, not a
yeah.
problem at
So
all.
yeah, so we're changing diapers. We're kind of holding her, rocking her, trying to get her to settle. We do a little bit of tummy time. You know, it's starting to turn into this thing where it's just like, if I don't really have anything going on, it's fun to just pick her up, hold her,
Yeah.
interact with her. And I think that's what's really helped build the attachment. And so we're just over a month in. She's gained, you know, she's feeding. I feel like I should knock on wood. She's been feeding pretty well. She's gaining some weight. Um, yeah, it's like it's
It's like
it's this
everything
weird,
changed and, like, nothing
and
changed at
then
the
like
same
kind of
time,
nothing
right?
changed. Yeah, because you
Yeah.
asked me like, what have I been up to for the last month? Like outside of the baby, like nothing really. Like just hanging out. I don't really have any good
By reading a
stories.
lot. Yeah.
I've tried to read. I feel like my mind, I've
Just
been a little
mush.
bit, like, hard to lock in
Yeah.
on stuff.
Probably watching
Watch
a lot
some
of Kings
movies,
basketball, a lot of RedHawks
a lot
basketball.
of Red Hawk basketball, that's been amazing. Winter Olympics were a godsend, really,
Yeah.
both being on during the day, but, just always something to kinda
How about this
watch, but you don't really have to pay attention to it.
ski mountaineering? Blew my mind. I flipped that on. I was like, what is this? This is insane. This is like the
Yeah.
weirdest thing I've ever seen."
Apparently, The Godfather, that's like it's a Denver
Huh.
guy. Or maybe I forget what mountain he kinda started. I forget if it's, like, Crested or something, but, yeah, that was totally weird. Enjoyed watching the hockey, the men's,
Yeah.
women's hockey, the skiing I love. So, yeah, it was like part of me was this last month has gone quickly, like, for truly, like, kinda stepping away from work and having no responsibilities. I thought maybe the days would feel long, but, like, at the end of every day, my wife and I look at each other like, "Where did this day go?" Like, what did we didn't really do
Yeah.
anything, but, like, also, where did the day go? So, it's great, man. Like, I it's one of those things where, I know at least in the NLU sphere, I'm kinda, like, late to the party with having kids, but the just kind of the mental transformation is really, uh it's something. It's
Yeah.
yeah, I've felt it, so
I would
it's
say the
cool.
coolest part is like every day, literally every day is cooler than the last one. At least
Yeah,
until they get to be like 3. And then there's maybe some days that are kind of feel like maybe going backwards a little bit,
yeah.
but yeah, like, like all the little light bulbs that you see going on in their head just, on a daily basis or recognizing you or smiling or learn how to laugh, like it's cool.
I
So,
know. That's kind of what's on the horizon for us, I think, is, like, the smiling, we'll get to the laughing. I think what we're seeing now a little bit is she seems to be tracking us a little bit more, like, locking onto our face
mhm,
and maybe moving with us. But yeah, it's incredible. It's been amazing, and shout out to my wife. She's been awesome. I feel like I have almost the easy job. She's the one that's gotta she's breastfeeding, so, like, every 3 hours,
yeah,
she is on the hamster wheel, and I just try to, keep the house tidy, do the laundry, kinda
you and
do
Arthur
everything I
just
can
hanging
to
out.
support. Yeah, 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 walk Arthur, just everything I can that way.
Have you been rollerblading?
I rollerbladed once before baby, but I haven't been post
Wow.
baby.
Okay.
My workouts, and again, like, thank you to my wife, but I've really just I'm kind of in a tough routine. Like, that's the other thing is, like, I feel like I gotta build almost new routines. But if I can sneak away, I'll either just, like, go run around the block, or there's this park with a basketball hoop up the street. I've been going up and just, like, shooting hoops, just trying to, like, kinda clear my head, but I gotta kinda get back into rollerblading. And I guess I only say that because the park that I would like to rollerblade at, Wash Park, I gotta get in the car, I gotta drive there,
Yeah.
it kinda just makes it
It's a
longer.
commitment.
Yeah, so we'll get there, but, we've
Okay.
just been kinda staying around the house the last couple weeks.
Yeah. You been cooking at all or just a lot of takeout and
Both, we had some nice people have dropped some meals. We've had parents out staying with us at times, and we have some stuff in the freezer, which is great. My wife is more the cook, we'll do, like, tacos or, trying to think of we'll do, like, a little salmon and rice. Nothing extravagant, but we've tried to cook, and then there are nights where it's like, "I don't feel like cooking, let's just
yeah,
order something." A lot of Asian takeout, Indian,
yeah.
Thai, Chinese food. Yeah, those are
Delicious.
kind of our staples. Yeah.
Love that. Love that. Well, it's good to have you back, big man. Are you glad to
Thank
be
you.
back? Were you kinda like, "All right, I kinda feel like I'm twiddling my thumbs here."
Yeah, weirdly, I think I struggled with just taking a step back and not work. Like, I almost felt this guilt that I wasn't working, which I think we all kind of
You also,
uh,
like, lose your
feel.
rhythm.
Yeah, and it
You
just
know?
kinda made those like I said, it just my days all of a sudden became just a little weird, like, where I'm used to, like, doing this, then that, then this. It's like, "Okay,
Yeah,
well, what are we gonna do?" So, I am glad to be back. I think some rhythm, building routines, getting back into the swing of things, it will all be very good for me.
good, good. Also, while you were away, Pat Mahomes Senior got arrested.
I
He had
saw that.
seen that.
I saw
Yeah,
that.
that was like I didn't know quite what how much to keep you in the loop on things. You know, I know
Yeah.
you, me, Neil, and Poosh have a thread. Obviously, we're on it from
Yeah.
THG and some college buddies, but I was pleasantly surprised to see you chiming in as much, if not more, at times than in the
Well, I
past.
feel like yeah, because I was like, I tried to get rid of our Slack, our work Slack, and I was
Yeah,
like really trying to like not worry about email. And so there
yeah,
were times where I was like, oh, let me just dive into more like just buddy texts. And then, I kind of was like, okay, I need to like put the phone away and like lock in and enjoy the present. So, it's kind of like balancing those things. But I
yeah,
did see that. I also wasn't there Rasheed Rice,
yeah.
civil complaint. Yeah. I mean, the Chiefs just trash organization,
Bad
trash
stuff
people.
continuing to happen. Yeah,
Yeah.
Randy. Speaking of bad stuff happening, I got a new phone this week.
Okay. And let me just bring this back. We mentioned that TC was not in the team meeting yesterday morning. And
Yeah.
go ahead, TC. This is what he was dealing with.
Well, I got a new phone, so I got a replacement phone insurance. You know, I had a cracked screen because I typically don't use a case on my phone, which is it's a personal decision. I don't want to talk about it. And so that I could trade the said phone in to get the new phone. We're on
Sure.
the upgrade plan or whatever. So um
What
anyway,
is the new phone? Sorry.
this, I think the 17.
Okay. I think
See.
I'm still on the 13. I'm woefully behind on my
Yeah. Yeah,
upgrade.
17. So I got a
Okay.
17 Pro Max.
Okay.
Um and it was a whole process. Anyway, where we're at now, I thought that I wiped the other phone and then like lost the eSIM. Like normally it's really easy. I've done this quite a few times, like by myself, not at the store, all that stuff. Well, I ended up wiping it, not realizing that my tabs don't back up to iCloud.
Oh no.
And like I use Safari on my phone and I use Chrome on everything on my computer. Well, the Safari tabs, I had 190 tabs. Like I had whittled these things way, way, way down. So this was like best of the best, like a repository of like just awesome, awesome shit. Like feature profile writing,
It's
uh
high-minded shit we're
yeah, like
talking about.
recommendations lists and just stuff that people had recommended, like all sorts of like so much knowledge and wisdom and cool stuff
Yeah.
that is just totally gone to the ether. And I don't like I legitimately like I had this massive sense of anxiety. Like this could change the course of the rest of my life because I don't have these tabs anymore because
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to go through them. And I've gotten the tabs under control on my computer. I'm not parking stuff in reading lists and stuff. Like I'm gonna, while you were away, I subscribed to Bloomberg, upped to the Wall Street Journal full subscription. So I'm getting a lot more news items. Got like the Wall Street Journal's got this great logistics newsletter that I've been hitting up. But anyway, like these tabs were like it was stuff from the golf world. It was stuff that you wouldn't otherwise be able to find like in the
Yeah.
normal course of day-to-day life. And
Right.
this had been cultivated, curated over years, these tabs. And so yeah, and I just it's like an incalculable loss.
Oh my god, TC, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Truly, truly.
And I'm
I
a
I
little
like
bit liberated on some level. Like I think if I can get through the morning, it's like, all right, like, you know what? Like it's a fresh start.
right.
We can, it's a blank slate. It's an opportunity. But man, I can't stop thinking about like what was lost and the fact that we don't even know what was lost.
That's the worst part.
Yeah.
I
DJ's
it's
called it like possibly me entering the dark ages.
I was gonna think about the knowledge, the knowledge contained in your lost tabs is probably, more knowledge than they had in the dark ages.
Right? That's the thing. And like I know
Probably a
this.
bigger collection of knowledge than anywhere existed in this world,
Yeah.
700 years ago, call it. That's
I'm
unbelievable.
yeah, I'm legit like yeah, like it's kind of shaking me. And so the other thing too is I cannot get this is an iMessage issue. I can't get my iMessage to sync up. Like I have it
Yeah,
on my computer. I've turned that off on my computer, but I've been texting people and certain ones are iMessage or like I was texting DJ. That one goes over as SMS and I can't get it to sync
it's
up. I can
infuriating.
FaceTime with him, all of that. So people think I bought an Android. I
Oh
didn't.
my god. Oh.
Or like our fantasy baseball text, I was like, "This is a fucking disaster." Like I can't like I texted the group thread yesterday and it went out to everybody as
Everybody's getting
individual text.
individual. I know, I
So
know.
like so a few people were like, "Well, huh? What? Like what are you talking about?" I was like, "Oh, sorry. Like that was sent to everybody on the thread."
Jerry
Just
had a
in
great
case.
line. He thought trade season had started.
Yeah.
TC, my only thought, and I say this with utmost sincerity, is like I really like. Obviously, we want you to ultimately feel free of these things, but I'm just wondering if there's any type of like grief counseling, loss counseling, like that's what it is.
Yeah.
I
Well, and I tried
you
to go
know,
back through history of like, all right, maybe I can piece this back together if there was
yeah.
like if I opened all of these, but they're not in my history because I hadn't visited the sites and forever and they weren't really like running these tabs in the background. They were just, individual browser windows on my phone.
Do we know any IT whiz kids? Computer forensic people. I feel like maybe somebody listening might have
Well, I feel like all those people hate
something for
iPhones,
you.
right? Like
And
they all like
probably.
Android or they
Really.
just think that they think, Apple is for dumb idiots who don't know technology and, you know, like
Yeah.
it's not actually elegant, it's faux elegant. So
And
anyway,
nothing was linked to like a iPad or anything.
no,
Nothing. Yeah.
no, yeah,
Damn, man.
just
I'm sorry.
I know, and I
Bums
think there's
me
a
out.
setting that you can turn on that like syncs up your tabs, but I hadn't had that turned on and
Uh,
stuff. But
uh,
it's a good lesson, right? It's a good lesson for
yeah.
A, switching over to Chrome, but B, just, keeping that stuff synced, or using bookmarks and reading lists more than tabs. So,
I mean,
good
it's
lesson.
honestly, yeah. I was gonna make a joke about like somebody should offer like tab insurance, but the real loss is the knowledge, right? It's the reading.
Yeah, and,
No
like,
amount of
how do
money
we
is gonna bring that
quantify
back.
that? Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
Anyway,
damn, man.
that's
I'm
yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm
I
sorry.
know, I know. So we were talking about birth and rebirth and life and all of that. Now we're talking about death.
It's a
That sort
cycle,
of
man. It's a cycle.
it sucks. And Randy, we're stretched so thin right now between, Venezuela. I don't know if you heard about this. They took out Maduro.
I did that news did reach me, TC. Yes.
They took out El Mencho. He got
That was
his
wild. Yeah.
Jalisco new generation has been bucking. There was all sorts of on the Reddit boards. There was all sorts of titanium and platinum elites that were down in Puerto Vallarta and other places in Mexico who were furious that late checkouts weren't being honored. They couldn't check out because they weren't like carrying over their reservations or anything. Sounds like Abu Dhabi and Dubai have done a much better job with that.
Okay.
We've got Pakistan and Afghanistan that continues to pop off.
Which I think
Um,
that's flying a little under the radar, it seems like.
it is, yeah. And then India thinks Pakistan is trying to turn Afghanistan into kind of a vassal state.
Sure.
So we got that. We've got yeah, obviously Iran. That continues to pop off. I did see today that our guys in Burkina Faso have lended have offered support. Now there's a you know what somebody sent this over. Now there's a
Is this
community
a
note
fake
on
news?
X.
No.
It says there are no reports of Captain Ibrahim Traore, de facto head of state of Burkina Faso, the guy with like the immensely aspirational drip,
Oh,
making such a statement that he wants to assist militarily in Iran. However, it is true that the president of Iran and the defense minister of Burkina Faso met in February 2026 to deepen their defense and technology cooperation. So we can't rule it out.
okay. I
You know,
wish people could see the picture we're looking at of this Burkina Faso cat and a
it's
couple of his
henchman.
roll boys. Yeah. God damn, it's aspirational.
It's so just like kind of the off-brand camo,
In my
backwards
life, I will
berets.
never look as cool as any of those guys look.
Yeah. I think we could probably throw that up as like the slide,
Yeah.
the artwork slide for this. Did you see the EU basically putting up like an out of office message till Monday?
No. No, I missed
Oh,
this. Just like,
yeah, so they this is Ursula von der Leyen, who is the president of the EU Commission. I think she's from Belgium. Uh, she posted this right as the Iran stuff was breaking out, like I think on, let's see, February 28th. That was Saturday. So, Saturday morning, she posts, following the ongoing situation in Iran, I'm convening a special security college on Monday for regional security and stability. It's of the utmost importance that there is no further escalation through Iran's unjustified attacks on partners in the region. Um, so just wait until Monday
hang
morning.
tight this weekend. We're gonna meet and discuss on Monday. Love it.
Yeah, truly,
Love it.
like, hey, I'm on an Alps ski vacation right now. I will get back to you as soon as
The
I get to
snow's too
email.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. We got South Sudan appointed a dead man to their election panel, which I
Okay.
thought was cool.
Sure.
Jihadists are going ham in the West African borderlands. That's turned into a total shit show there, just a vacuum. I think, and then Randy, the files too. The files have been, continuing to percolate.
Listen, what can you say about the files that hasn't been said? Bad stuff, man. Bad stuff. Bad stuff,
Bad
TC.
stuff.
A lot of
Bad stuff.
sick people. Was so sorry to see my guy Prince what's his name? Prince
Prince Andrew,
Andrew. Yeah.
you're a big
Uh
royalist.
my massive royalist. I live for the royal family. That was tough. I saw the Norwegian PM
Yeah.
tried to got himself and then didn't, and yeah. I don't know, man. I hope we as a country, as a society, have a long enough attention span to really dive in and hold people accountable that need to be held accountable, TC. And I don't care what their political affiliation is. I don't if people need to be arrested, if people need to go to jail, like let's do it.
We need to get some people in jail. Like
We need to
that's
get
the
some
very
people.
least.
I feel like we've been banging that drum on the trap draw for years now. Like
Yeah.
this country isn't gonna like get out of whatever malaise we're in until like people start going to jail.
Yeah. Yeah.
Straight
Across
up.
the board.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, the files, man. Oof,
It's
tough.
crazy.
Yeah.
In less just crazy news. DJ brought this one up. DJ sent this over, but it really concerned me. People just aren't buying chewing gum like they used
Mm,
to.
mm,
And it's kind of a post-pandemic thing. There were people saying it was a mask thing or whatever, but Randy, I've been seeing it. I can't find Bubblicious anywhere. I can't really find like proper bubble gum anywhere. Whether it's you can find novelty stuff like Big League Chew, but just straight up
yeah,
like strawberry Bubblicious, watermelon Bubblicious, blue blowout, that sort of, grape. I want just good Bubblicious in the little square cubes.
sure. Interesting. Are you a gum guy?
I love
This is
gum.
not you do. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of the reason I like blow pops, right? You get
Sure.
gum after the blow pop.
Yeah. I would always kinda keep a little just thing of gum in my glove compartment in the car, for this very case, like, you're going somewhere and it's like, I need a little pop of fresh breath."
Like Randy, they're not making Fruit Stripe gum anymore. Remember Fruit Stripe?
Of course. Yeah, Fruit
Yeah, they
Stripe.
just stopped making it.
That was all Wrigley's, wasn't it? Wrigley's, mint or spearmint,
I
Fruit
think,
Stripe.
well, Ferrara Candy Company was the previous one. Mars owns, I don't know, and then Mondelez International. I guess in 2022 they offloaded Chiclets. Forgot about Chiclets.
Bad chick
Puffalicious,
bad
Dentine,
chicken.
and Trident to an Amsterdam-based company, Perfetti Van Noot.
I was thinking of Juicy Fruit, not Fruit Stripe.
Okay. Yeah, well,
Remember
Juicy Fruit comes in those little canisters now, no longer
Oh,
individually
interesting.
wrapped, which I
Hmm.
don't think that stuff tastes as good as just the
They're not in those little, like, yellow wrapper
yeah,
packs.
yeah, almost
Interesting.
like little wrapper cartons. So,
Hmm.
anyway, that just caught my eye. Been kind of rattling around in the back of my brain. A lot of candy stuff today. You read anything
Yeah.
about this Reese's Brad Reese, the activist investor, or sorry, he's not an activist investor or
Yeah,
short
let's be
seller.
very clear, TC,
His
no
grandpa,
affiliation.
it was his grandpa, I think, started Reese's, and
Yes.
yeah. So on
So
good, so
he
this is per the Wall Street Journal. It says on good days, Brad Reese wakes up, throws on a bright orange shirt with the Reese's logo, and hits the streets of West Palm Beach, Florida, to spread his love of the peanut butter cups his grandfather invented. Unfortunately for Hershey, current owner of the candy business, Reese also has bad days. The 70-year-old grandson of H.B. Reese is the self appointed defender of his family brand, a role that takes many forms. When he's not celebrating the candy, he's often bashing its owner. And lately, he's been doing a lot of the latter. They ruined my fun, he said of Hershey. His Reese's opinions include, but are not limited to, Hershey should advertise the General Mills produced Reese's Puff cereal on its website. Hershey should create a Reese's brand credit card. Hershey should put more money into advertising Reese's in Europe. More than anything, he worries that any change in ingredients will erode consumer trust in the Reese's brand. A Valentine's Day letter to Hershey executive Todd Scott accusing the company of doing just that by quietly replacing milk chocolate and peanut butter with cheaper substitutes went viral after Mr. Beast, your guy, directed his 34 million followers to it. The YouTuber, whose real name is Jimmy Donaldson, made sure to note the real peanut butter in his Feastables cups. You know, what my grandfather did was astronomical, and to this day, I'm in awe, and I like to honor him. And so he's been, he's been taking to LinkedIn. He said he calls himself Reese's economic engine, growing Reese's worldwide, one peanut butter cup at a time. But there's no formal relationship between Brad Reese and the Hershey Company or Reese's. He just wants people to buy Reese's to honor his grandpa.
Alright, TC. So a lot there.
I don't even like Reese's. I don't think I've had one in 20. I don't like peanut butter.
So
Uh,
ironically, this is, like, top of my list, okay?
okay.
Reese's, Snickers, love a good Reese Pieces or Reese Cup, Blizzard from Dairy Queen. So this hits close to home. First, absolutely no shock that he lives in Florida, with you. That makes total sense. I love that this guy feels such an identity and obviously is honoring his grandfather. That's good. Is it maybe taken to a little bit unhealthy degree? Sure, but whatever. What are you gonna do? Where I can ride with Brad, so it's got me poking around in some other places. He's really concerned about the ingredients in Reese's, and he thinks they've strayed from he in his words. Where was this quote? He said it's really simple. It's milk chocolate plus peanut butter. That's it. And I think what I was reading is he's worried, TC, that they're starting to do imitation peanut butter. They're
Mm.
starting to do imitation chocolate, and I'm with them there. Like I will ride with Brad Reese on that point.
Is it
I think
Reese or Reese?
That's a good question. I have no idea. I guess Reese, right? Reese, but I always say Reese's
Reese's, and then it's
Pieces.
Reese's Pieces. Yeah.
Reese's Pieces. Reese's. Reese. So it must be Reese. I did find a quote. He said, "You have to understand, I used to eat a Reese's product every day. This is very devastating for me." And it sounds like this whole thing kind of came to a head Valentine's or maybe last Halloween.
Well, yeah, I think it was. I think it's been percolating. He's been going off on
Okay.
LinkedIn as one does. Just like our guy Don Ray, the PGA of America guy, or a lot of people with the PGA of America. It also says that he disclaimed any inheritance. Served a stint in the military before attending Babson College, working as a trader and a consultant in digital infrastructure. He was a blogger about Cisco for a while. Uh,
The rapper or the company?
the company.
Okay. He does have a personal website. If anybody is curious, it's bradreese.com, REESE.com. The top says Brad Reese protecting Reese's brand integrity, grandson of HB Reese, parentheses, inventor of Reese's. Yeah. TC, all I can do is offer my moral support to him. I'm
Yeah,
not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure there's more than that. Maybe I might go out. Well, I was gonna say I might go out and buy a Reese's, but I think he would tell me don't do that. We need to push for some change before we do that. So
yeah.
yeah, until then, I think it's just moral support.
In other food news, there was a lawsuit against Buffalo Wild Wings. He was This guy was claiming deceptive wording about Buffalo Wild Wings and I guess the judge ruled that Buffalo Wild Wings can call chicken breast pieces boneless wings,
Yeah. So
even though
this
the
is
yeah.
the defendant claimed that had he known the product, which are boneless wings from Buffalo Wings or from BW3s, that they weren't just deboned chicken wings. Had he known that, he either would have paid less or not purchased them at all. That was the crux of this lawsuit. Sound like
Yeah.
the judge got a little cheeky on him.
Yeah, he said the claim has no meat on its bones. This is Judge John Tharp Jr. in Illinois'
He,
Northern District.
he also said, despite his best efforts, the defendant did not drum up enough factual allegations to state a claim.
I kind of stand with yes, is this a frivolous lawsuit? Yeah, probably. I guess this guy eat these wings for months. He's previously sued the makers of hefty recycling bags and kind granola bars over deceptive wording and lost in court. So this guy is kind of a serial. What's P's guy's name? Um,
Uh,
Down here in Florida,
yeah, God. Clayman? Larry?
Clayman, Larry Clayman.
Lawrence? Yeah.
Yeah, but I think I have a problem with boneless chicken wings. They're not fucking wings. They're not like
No,
words
they're
matter,
chicken
right?
nuggets. Yeah, you might as well just market them as chicken nuggets.
Exactly.
Um,
That's the thing. Like they're not boneless chicken wings are not wings. They're nuggets or
yeah,
chicken fingers or that sort of thing.
which I agree with you on that. I just don't know how.
But Tharp said that words can have multiple meanings,
Yeah.
which in this case I don't know. These are reconstructed into I guess they're trying to make them look like chicken wings.
Now, the
I
other
don't
thing the
know.
judge brings up is at BW3s under the wings menu, there are also cauliflower wings.
Oh,
And he said, listen, reasonable consumers, they're not going to think cauliflower wings are made of wing meat, you know? So it's tough. I agree with you. Words matter, right? But
and
I don't
then
know.
I guess B-Dubs also said that the guy didn't prove that he sustained a concrete injury by consuming boneless wings, which is fair. So
Right. Right.
anyway,
Uh,
B-Dubs stinks. I can't stand eat
haven't
at a
haven't been
local
to a
wing
B Dubs.
place.
Yeah, haven't been to a B Dubs in a while.
Yeah.
Wingstop. I see more Wingstops. I have also never been in a Wingstop.
I've
I
never
don't
been to
know.
a Wingstop.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
if those are good or
Chubby's
not.
down here. Chubby's Wings. It's big. That's kind of the hot spot here in Ponte Vedra.
Now, do you eat boneless wings? See,
No, I don't like boneless wings.
yeah, I
I
don't
like
mess with
meat.
boneless wings
Yeah,
because I like wings. I like working for it a little bit.
exactly. Well, I think it's juicier too. Like, I don't like
Yeah.
breast meat. I buy thighs anyway. If I'm gonna cook chicken, I normally buy thighs. They're more flavorful, juicier. They have a little bit more fat content in them.
Yeah.
Anyway, chicken breast is dry. What's your flavor?
I'm a traditional buffalo guy. I like it a touch
Like a medium?
spicy.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Hit it with some I actually now prefer blue cheese. I used to
I do
always be
too.
a ranch guy, but now I'm a blue cheese guy.
With you. Medium
Yeah.
medium or hot with, blue cheese. I also like some good lemon pepper wings though too.
Yeah. And yeah, just a cold beer, that's a
Yeah,
nice
yeah.
that's a nice
Cold
meal.
domestic.
Yeah.
Uh, speaking of lemon pepper wings, do you see the Hawks Magic City night that they got coming up?
Oh, well, kind of, but then I was reading in The Athletic, and I didn't see which I should have actually clicked on it.
The
They were saying
Spurs
s
yeah, there's a
yeah,
Spurs player who's pissed.
who's like, "This is not a good look for
Yeah.
the league."
Yeah, and people are like, they're yeah, Luke Cornett,
Okay.
he said, that it's objectifying women and that sort of thing, which I guess I can see that a little bit, but, like, it's not like they're gonna have, like, a bunch of naked strippers, like, in the like, sitting courtside, you know?
That'd be sick if
Like
they
like
did.
like Magic City's a cultural institution in Atlanta.
I think that's where maybe Luke either doesn't quite realize I mean, I just always remember, was it Jamal Crawford? Like, legitimately,
The lemon pepper wings are
the
named
wings at
after
yeah,
yes.
like,
Yeah, Lou's
legitimately, the
no,
wings
it's
and
Lou
the food
Williams.
Lou
Yeah,
Williams, that's
yeah.
at Magic City are supposedly, like, a reason to
Lemon
go, and
pepper
so
Lou.
yeah, like, I'm with you, it's fun. I think it's listen, we got bigger issues in the world. I have no problems with a Magic City night
And they're
at
playing
the
they're
Hawks.
playing the Magic on that night. It's on a Monday. Like, Mondays were always a big thing for the music industry. Like Jeezy and T.I. and all those guys would hand their mixtapes to the DJ. That's how they initially gained traction was,
Yeah, I love it.
those
I
Magic City
love it.
Mondays.
I
So
love it.
I'm glad you do. I do too.
Good on the Hawks for starting to have some fun, now that they've shed Trey Young
Ugh,
and
Trey
gotten
Young got
his
ejected last night, even though he wasn't even in the game.
gotten his stink as far away as possible.
Guy
Like
sucks.
the Hawks, the Hawks can be fun again.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Hawks are and they own the Pelicans, first rounder
That's right.
in this
Yeah,
coming draft
it's gonna
too,
be big.
which
My
should
Kings,
be a
my
good
Kings are
draft.
right in there for
Yeah.
the number one pick.
Yeah. Yeah, the Kings are God, that devolved quickly, huh?
Yeah, not good, not good. And at some point, I know we're getting into sports, but this Darren, the Kansas guard
Oh, what a malcontent, huh?
seems like a total malcontent. Poosh's boy. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on Peterson or Patterson. I should know
I think
that.
it's Peterson. Darren
Darren
Peterson?
Peterson. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of malcontents, the Bengals didn't tag Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah, I just
Officially
saw that.
unrestricted free agent. Love that.
God, it seems like maybe they bungled that one going back to last year at least,
Yeah.
if not earlier.
I saw Caleb Downs too, who I like a lot, has a potentially degenerative ACL in his knee,
Mm,
a partially torn meniscus. So it might ding his draft stock. Might be a good thing for your Bengals
I
to get him
know.
to fall a little bit to him. So anyway, we're not to sports yet.
Yeah.
We're not there yet, Randy.
Well,
Um,
last thing I heard Ruben Bain has tiny arms. He's got
oh,
tiny
he's got
arms, DC.
T-Rex arms. It's like Zach Ertz. Yeah,
He
crazy.
might fall because of those too.
Yeah, for sure. Last thing I had on the food side of things, Publix is going deep into Kentucky,
This is
right at
interesting.
Kroger's doorstep.
Yeah. I think Kroger's gonna be ready for it. So this is all happening in Boone County, Kentucky, which is kind of just south of, I think, what I would consider true northern Kentucky. Publix, what is it saying? They're opening up, I think, 7 stores in and around Kentucky. They think Kentucky's the new frontier, but Kroger's not going to let them have it easy. So, a whole article in the Wall Street Journal about Publix. Their big play at Publix is customer service, wide aisles, lots of checkout lanes,
Logos,
um, and
great store brand.
and Kroger's going to counter with, they try to have exceptional promotions, deals. But it sounds like Kroger, they're being forced or encouraged to open up like a little nicer store down in this area, which I think is good. Um,
Competition.
that's exactly what I was going to say. I think competition, an example of competition working out to the benefit of the consumer, TC.
There's
So
not enough of it.
I
Yeah.
for one welcome our supermarket wars.
Yeah. Publix, like Kroger, I guess, wants to open some more stores here in Jacksonville. Publix is overpriced. Their pricing is like out of whack. But you're paying for a more premium experience. I go into a Kroger and it's bad news, Randy. It's it's just I know there's some nice ones in Cincinnati.
There
The
are.
ones in Atlanta are trash.
So I've heard. So I've heard.
Anyway, we're relitigating priors here.
No, it's okay. The only thing that they did mention in this article that I was going to ask you, and just because it's made news out in Denver, is what are your thoughts on Aldi?
I've never been to an Aldi before.
Okay, because they're really making a play in Denver and in Colorado, and I kind of want to just go check it out.
Huh. Okay. Well, please report back.
I will. I will. I will.
Isn't Aldi owned by by the brother of the guy who owns Trader Joe's?
Maybe. I think
They're
it's
like,
German.
yeah, yeah. I think they're
Uh,
like German brothers that diverged. So
yeah,
while while you're looking that up, Randy, I want to give a shout out to our other sponsor, and that's Gruns. Have you been taking your Gruns?
I have. I have.
They're so good. It's
Just
a
like the little like gummy snacks. Yeah, they're so
yeah.
easy.
Yeah, vitamins. Travel always makes it really easy to fall off my wellness routine. Airports, hotel rooms, long days at the course, long days monitoring stuff. It's not exactly ideal for powders and complicated supplement stacks. I need something that fits into my bag. Either like I've got it right here in my backpack. Let me see if she got to replenish it. Here we go. 'Cause I'm flying to San Diego tomorrow, so I got to make sure I got enough in there for the trip. But once a day, they're delicious. It's not a vitamin, a greens gummy, or a prebiotic. It's all of those things and then some at a fraction of the price. Bonus, it tastes great. I can assure you of that. I've got a sweet tooth. I've got a very discerning palate for these things. Big fan. Generic multivitamins only contain around 7 to 9 vitamins. Runes have 20 plus vitamins and minerals and 60 ingredients, which include nutrient dense and whole foods. They have low sugar and they have sugar free options as well. So, who doesn't need some help staying regular? Grunes include 6 grams of prebiotic fiber, which is 3 times the amount of dietary fiber compared to the leading greens powders, and more than 2 cups of broccoli. So save up to 52% with code NLU at gruns.co. Again, that's code NLU at gruns.co. And yeah, honestly, my family's been taking these for like 3 years now. My wife was like, she was like, "Oh, you got Gruns as a sponsor." Like like that's the stuff I've been giving you for a long time. So they
I'll
got kids ones too.
well, I was gonna say, I'll say no lie. I've been taking the kids ones because my father-in-law took my whole bag of the regular Gruns a couple months ago when he was up here.
Did he
So
think they were fruit snacks and they were just delicious, or was he?
no, he was curious about them. I was like, "Oh, have some." When they were up here staying with us, I was like, "Yeah, try them." And he's like, "Oh, those are good. Let me." And he just took the whole dang bag of them. So he's a happy customer.
Yeah,
Um,
evidently.
it's good to stay regular. I'll say that. And I can report, TC, the Albrecht brothers, one previously owned Trader Joe's,
Okay,
Theo.
previously.
Um, they both founded Aldi, but have since done other stuff. But
Okay.
yeah,
A couple other just updates here from previous trap draws. We've got the guy that was living in the New Yorker hotel for years and years
yeah,
and years, squatting there.
yeah.
He pled guilty to like fraud. So just a very
Yeah,
neat resolution to
shocked that
that
it
one.
had to end that way. Yeah,
The Stephen A. Smith presidential ambitions seem to be very real. That seems to be picking up
sure,
steam.
sure.
Uh, I think I would vote for Stephen A. Smith.
I'd have to see who he's running against. I can't rule it out,
And like
TC.
what his platform is, but
Yeah, sure.
you know,
I'm just trying to imagine, like, where I assume he would run as a Democrat, right? Like, who his running mate
I
would
think he
be?
might be a little bit farther right than
I
right of
think so
center.
too, but I don't think he's
I don't
I
know. Yeah.
I don't see a world where Stephen A. is the Republican nominee, I guess is why I
It might
thought
be a
maybe
post,
Democrat.
post party juncture we're
Honestly,
reaching
I
here
think that would be
soon.
sick. I think we should
Yeah.
do away with
Oh, 100%
letters by
agree.
people's names. Yeah.
Yeah. Totally agree. Like run on the merit of your ideas and your
Yeah.
platform.
Yeah.
The Louvre director resigned.
I know this was a
Uh,
big one for you.
Good riddance. But like disgrace or I can't believe it took so long. Netflix backing out of the Warner Brothers Discovery deal, leaving it to Paramount. I think Sarando seems to have played that one perfectly. And I think he gets to collect a couple $1 billion in the process. So,
Yeah. I know. I'm wondering if this was like a case of they bid up the price so much that, you know, it might ultimately like not really work out for parent. I'm kind of fascinated where this one goes. And
yeah.
if it even ultimately goes through, like I think it will, but I know the California state attorney general might put up a fight. So yeah, this is one to keep watching, I think.
Yeah. A lot of other antitrust stuff, mostly bad while you were out, just stuff getting waved through and various
Yeah,
various
our guy
things.
Stoller said the Trump administration has kind of given up antitrust, at least some of their rhetoric of
Yeah.
when the administration came in. I do think the Ticketmaster trial
Sounds
started
like
this
that thing's
week.
going full steam ahead. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've maybe narrowed
Um,
the scope a little bit. It's a little bit more about um less so about like consumer stuff and more about like how they make life really difficult for venues and
okay.
acts. So like very like one of the people that's taking this stand I think is used to work for the NFL, MLB, various other concert promoters. Like I think he's for MSG, that sort of thing. So basically like intimidation tactics to ensure that you don't go with StubHub or one of the other ones that you're locked into
Yeah.
Ticketmaster.
So that's some good news.
Yeah.
Hopefully
I think
hopefully they
uh
can
I
tame
think
them.
the it sound I mean all the United JetBlue thing I think is definitely I think United's going to scoop up JetBlue at some
Yeah.
point here. Like Scott Kirby, the CEO of United's been cozying up to the administration for quite a bit here, trying to get Newark figured out. Although they did get their wings clipped a little bit by the FAA was like American and United are going to war in Chicago right now. And
Mm,
United's like cleaning their clock and they're basically unlocking all these extra gates because they're flying extra flights. Well, now the FAA is like, hey, you're congesting the airspace too much. We're gonna limit the number of flights that can take off from O'Hare, kind of thing. So we'll see what happens. But
okay.
I also think that like the American CEO is probably gonna get fired the next 2.5, 3 months.
I think is Solly in line for a new CEO position there? I feel
I
like
don't know.
Solly's got to be
Yeah,
somewhere on the pecking order.
or Solly's dad,
Or some exactly.
the
Yeah.
once and future LPGA Tour commissioner candidate. Yeah, I don't
Oh, I
know.
love it.
That's an interesting one. A couple of there was a 6 story about a dude who rolls around Nebraska. He's like an auditor Um,
Yes, state auditor, Mike Foley.
yeah, he he calls it joyriding. But if you are a state employee and you're using your state vehicle to run errands or do anything with relatives or like he basically he'll find you at big box stores, fast food restaurants, relatives' homes, precise times and durations of the stays are all cataloged. This guy is like a hawk on this stuff.
A quote from the story, "An extremely detailed stickler is Mike Foley." This, like, one of
Mike
the
Foley, no relation to Panther Mike.
no relation to Panther Mike. His latest report spotlights one manager's use of a state-owned a Ford F-150 with maps of 47 question trips and details of purchases like black jelly beans and Wyatt Earp whiskey. So essentially, like if you're doing any kind of non-state business in your state issued vehicle, Mike Foley's coming for you.
What a menace.
He is a total
His
menace.
picture just looks, and this is per the Wall Street Journal. His picture just looks so on point too. Kind of looks
Yeah.
like Carl from Billy Madison a little bit. So, Randy, I flew through Denver a few weeks ago. Was glad to see
Okay.
Steve snapping dogs still snapping despite the closure in the city near you.
Yeah, I know. That's tough. I think the Denver airport's coming along. I don't know what terminal you did were
I
you
was
in
in
and out of the
B.
same terminal?
I was in
Okay.
B. Yeah, trying to think, and yeah, that was on the way back from Kalispell. Yeah, there's been a big kerfuffle. This was in your local news. The Denver airport's concessions, they're supposed to have street pricing or within 20 to
Oh,
25% of
yeah.
street pricing, and that's not happening. I mean, they're marking stuff up left and right. It's insane.
Well, it's
What's
insane because Denver's so freaking expensive as is.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I'm for that. I'm for public pricing in airports.
love that. Yeah,
I think
Portland does
that's
a good job of that.
no-brainer. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're seeing that on the ground as well when you fly in and out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I haven't flown now in a couple months, but, I think a lot of new restaurant offerings have gone in at
It's good. Yeah.
in DIA in the last couple, call it 4, 5, 6 months.
I
So
want to shout out again the empanada place in kind of the middle of the concourse is excellent. I always
yeah,
stop there if I don't have time to go to the ski lodge United Club.
yeah.
It's in B. It's sick. I
It
go
is
there.
it's a great new United Club. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good things. We're just still a lot of construction on outside of security, trying to kinda change up the flow and help people
Yeah.
get to check in and then security lines, but
Well, then you
yeah.
got that spot saver thing, which is total bullshit.
Yeah, I've never used that. What I have heard, there's starting to be rumblings about what to do about Pena Boulevard, which is the two-lane highway running out to the airport once you get off I-70, and what
It's
needs
getting
to be
clogged
done.
up.
Yeah, it's just always clogged up. Terrible traffic. Used to be like rush hour bad, but now it like bleeds into other times of the day. So I don't know if they're going to expand that. There's a big push to more train routes, better public transportation, maybe a dedicated like bus lane out to the airport. But that's the conversation going on right now out here.
If only the Illuminati could have foreseen that,
I know, I
you know,
know, I
25, 30
know.
years ago when they built
I
the
still
place.
maintain if you're in Denver, if you're anywhere near the A line, the train, I
Yeah.
that's the most stress free way to get out to the airport. It's absolutely my preferred way to go.
Yeah. Party Doctor got stuck there for the night too. They stayed at the Westin there. That's like one of the nicest airport
Oh,
hotels
right
in
at
the
the
world.
airport. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Um,
convenient.
yeah,
So,
gotta be the most convenient.
yeah. Well, I stayed at the Hyatt at SFO, the Grand Hyatt at SFO. Great
Okay,
hotel too. Very Japanese inspired.
love
Awesome,
that.
awesome bar that like looks out on the runway and stuff. So
Mm.
super cool. Um, Other stuff. Let's see here. The lasers are continuing to wreak havoc down on the southern border as far as airspace goes.
Yeah.
FAA, Customs and Border Patrol, Department of Defense. Nobody seems to want to figure this one out. So, not
We need
great
we we we
there.
need better communication, TC. We need our agencies working together.
We do. You should call your girl Christy Noam, dog lady.
Uh,
What's up with Lobo?
Lobo is, what was the latest thing I saw about oh, she snapped a picture of Hillrod in her deposition,
That's right.
talking about the files and briefly shut that down.
Oh, my
You
girl
know,
MTJ got or MTG got she left while you were out.
she left.
She got
Yeah.
bounced.
I think Lobo picked up some good press out here for being on the right side of releasing the files.
Okay.
So, it was yeah,
Good on Lobo.
she picked up some good publicity. I forget if she's in a I get the districts out here a little confused, but I forget if she moved districts. I don't
She's
know if
like
she's
north,
gonna be in,
far
like, a
northwest, right?
contested yeah, I don't know if she's gonna be in a contested district this November or not. Um,
Huh.
I think the 5th district, they said, is gonna be a real battle, but I think
She's in
Lobo
she's in the fourth.
okay, yeah, I don't
Oh,
think it's
yeah,
Lobo's.
starting in 2025, she's in the fourth. Before she was in the third.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I got on Lobo.
Just in like one shot I gotta take at American Airlines. This is per Gary Leff,
Please,
the
let it fly.
proprietor of View from the Wing. Uh, in AA, they've rolled out their A321 Neo, their lay flats. Like all these airlines are starting to get deliveries of these Neos that can fly. It's kind of sits between like a A320 or A321 and the like a 757. They're pretty
Okay.
long. They're super efficient. You can throw them on international routes, but they're narrow bodies. So they totally messed up like they don't have enough galley space as it is on some of those to properly service a business class or however many people are in coach as well. And then they messed up some of the just like they can't serve food or drinks while your screen is out. So anyway, this is all American operational problems. Well, now they're flying in and out of London on their 787 are so like crammed that until further notice, all American Airlines London Heathrow departures will be double catered from the US. So that's bare minimum catering because they're sending all of the food
Okay.
on the outbound flight from the US or the following flight as well. So they're catering it
Oh,
all. Like, let's say you're flying from Philly or JFK or Charlotte, your catering for the way back from London to say Philly will be the food that came out of the catering in Philly on the original flight.
okay. So
So they're
not
no
the
longer
fresh
doing
not
not the freshest. They're no longer doing seafood for understandable reasons.
that's
They're no
probably
longer
good.
doing ice
Yeah.
cream. And this is all, like because like in the context of American was going to do like a big deal about their 100th anniversary this year and they've got special meals and everything for it. So that's not this isn't even remotely, coming to that. You can't pre-order your meals, all this stuff. Just
Mm,
lazy down market. It's
mm.
crazy.
Bad.
Really
Bad.
bad. Really bad. So, just, very, very sick and decrepit airline at this point.
I
So
think I've had a tasty ice cream sundae on United
they have a great that's the
International.
Polaris Sunday is awesome. And
Yeah.
I will say United has stepped up their food and beverage offerings because they were pretty rancid here in recent memory, but they've stepped them up. It's been a big focus area. They had this crab cake with like corn succotash
Sure.
underneath it. They had the cheese enchiladas are really good.
I think I've run into, like, a beef short rib that's
Yeah,
good for at a point. Yeah.
yeah. They've got a tortellini.
I think this is United, and I apologize if it's not, and it may have changed since I last inquired, but I remember, sometimes I'll be flying home and or I'll be flying somewhere where I gotta pick up, like, a rental car, flying somewhere where I then have to drive,
Yeah.
and I've asked about a non-alcoholic beer before, and I remember I don't think they carried any, and I thought that was a miss because there are times where I'm like, beer tastes good, maybe with a meal or something, but I'm like, I gotta drive. It's probably not worth it to,
Yeah,
whatever. But they
it's a
didn't have
great
any
point.
NA beers.
It's a great point. I think which Randy, I can't find any of like the lower alcohol like the good beer that has lower ABV. Like
Yeah,
some of those 2.5, 3% that
there's a
you
small
like,
beer. I have some in my fridge. They sell it at our local pharmacy. Yeah,
huh?
it's just called small beer.
I'll
It's
have
a
to look
two and
out
a
for that.
half, a 2.5% ABV.
But yeah, like, cause I don't normally, as far as food goes on flights, I don't normally, if I'm flying east,
Okay.
especially on an overnight flight, I don't eat. I'll just eat before at the airport in a restaurant or a lounge, and then I try to go straight to sleep when I'm on the flight. But if I'm flying
Yeah.
west tomorrow, or I'm flying, west back from the UK or something like that, I always try to stay up and eat all of that on the plane. So small beer. All right, I like
Small
this.
beer. I think it's just Colorado and Texas right now.
Okay.
But yeah, I've picked it up and it my favorite thing about going I really like New Zealand the last few times with the wife's family. Like they just have these like 2% to
Yeah.
3% beers that are just like you just don't feel guilty at all about like, oh yeah, I'll have a beer, you know? It's
Yeah.
yeah, it's really nice.
Before Neil gets pissed at us for giving out more free ads, we'll keep it rolling. Oh,
Sorry.
last thing
Yeah.
on the airline front, United cracking down on like speakerphone and any sort of audio through your
Wh
speakers. You
when they
have to
say
use
crack down,
headphones.
yeah, what is that? Do we
They
know what
put it
that
in their
means?
conditions of or their contract of carriage, which
Oh,
basically
nice.
gives them cover to
They
start. Like I
can
will give American enforces this pretty well, but that is like truly the downfall of our society right now is people with no
truly.
situational
Yeah,
awareness, and it's sickening.
yeah.
So I hope United really, you know, clamps down on this as our flag airline in the United States. So let's talk some Red Hawks, Randy.
Oh my god.
They're up to 19th in the polls.
TC,
Uh
I truly never thought we'd see the day. Like,
it's incredible.
it's unbelievable
Yeah.
what's going on.
Yeah.
29-0.
Yeah.
It's
It's
yeah, so they play, well, I don't know if this epi they will have played the Toledo Rockets, in the
big
final
home
game
game.
of the regular season at home for Miami, looking to go 30-0, looking to clinch the MAC regular season title, get the 1 seed for the tournament.
So they haven't clinched it yet? They're undefeated and
No,
they haven't clinched it yet?
right. They're 16-0 and Akron's 15-1.
Whoa.
But because Miami beat Akron, they essentially their magic number is 1. So if they both
Yeah.
finished with 1 loss, Miami would be the 1 seed. So yeah, it's huge. Now listen, with success, we're getting some haters. People wanna
Well,
bitch
all right.
and
Yeah.
yeah.
Let me get there because first of all, we got where do you want to go? You want to go the coach
Maybe
losing
we
his head
should
a little bit?
yeah, maybe we should go there. So last Friday, Miami was up at Western Michigan, playing not a good
Broncos.
Western Michigan team, and
Is that Kalamazoo?
that is Kalamazoo, yeah,
Yeah.
and,
And then Central's
Mount
in Mount
Mount Pl
Pleasant, and then
yeah,
Eastern is in Ypsilanti.
that's right, you
Ypsilanti.
got it.
I'm sure I'll get a mea culpa for the pronunciation, but
No, I think that's alright. I think that's
okay.
alright. Anyway, they had played Eastern Michigan on Tuesday. They stayed up in Michigan, played Western Michigan on Friday. It's a road trip that historically Miami has always struggled with winning 2 games on the road in Michigan, especially late in the season. So you kind of feared that this Western Michigan game, it just had trap game written all over it. There, and then a few hours before the tip, it was announced their starting point guard who took over earlier in the year for their first starting point guard who tore his ACL. Anyway, he missed the game with a wrist injury. So now they're on to their third string point guard, this freshman kid. All that to say, Miami, they just looked off all night. And the first half in particular, just a bad half of basketball. And the refs were, they're MAC refs. Like I've seen worse officiating. Um,
But you've
but
seen a
I
lot
think
better officiating.
I've seen better officiating too. I think Travis Steele was just he was pissed at having to watch bad basketball. The team looked like they were sleepwalking a little bit. It was one of those where just like everything was coming to a climax for him. And so at half, Miami kind of botches a last possession. They go into half down 4, and Travis starts MFing, the ref as he's leaving the floor. Well, I think another ref tees him up, which he's pissed about because I think he was like, if I'm going to get a technical, it should be the ref that I'm actually MFing. It shouldn't be this guy. I'm not talking to you, et cetera, et cetera. So he kind of goes at that ref. He's getting held back by his assistants. They finally kind of corral him, get him going towards the locker room. And it just so happens right by the entrance, as you're kind of like going under some seats, the Western Michigan like fan DJ is set up right there with like one of those big speakers on a
Which
stand.
was PJ Fleck at Western Michigan?
This was the
Was
row the
was
boat
this
DJ.
was this DJ Cool Mix? I just put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah. Like it has to be, unless they have
Holy shit.
DJs.
God.
Fleck rode the boat, I think. Travis, in a fit of rage, just shoves over the DJ mic stand, and it kinda looked like somebody kinda stepped towards it, like they were kind of going into the tunnel and the camera wasn't following them. So
Mhm.
it almost looked like there was gonna be some kerfluffle in the tunnel. There wasn't, but it wasn't a great look for Coach Steele to knock over the DJ speaker. He's since been fined by the Mid American Conference, and I did read as of yesterday he has reached out to the DJ and offered to buy
Okay.
him equipment. So I think we've come and made this right full circle. But it was he definitely lost his cool. It was not great there. Now Miami, they come out in the second half, like just never really turned it on until about 3 minutes to go, and they go on a late run and they win at the buzzer by 2, and this miracle season keeps going. Like it's unbelievable, TC. I grew up a Miami basketball fan in the mid 90s. They were
Yeah.
very good. They went to the tournament a handful of times in the 90s, culminated with Wally Zerbiak in 99. And truly in the 26 years since then, Miami basketball has been on a slow bleed to irrelevance, and I had lost hope. I never thought we'd be ranked again. I never thought we'd be 29-0. I never thought we'd be talking about, potentially an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament.
It's
This is
crazy.
all incredible stuff. I am absolutely on cloud 9.
It's crazy. And new stadium just got announced
And the
or
board of
new
trustees just
arena,
passed,
$300
new
million.
arena plan. It's
Yeah.
gonna open, 2028, fall of 2028. It's yeah, should be
Which
state of
I
the
think
art.
it's ridiculous some of the blowback on that from some of the student body and some people that are upset that they're taking green space on campus and turning it
Yeah.
into.
Yeah, it's kinda stupid because I think I feel for the kids that are gonna be impacted by the construction
I
because
was impacted by the new hockey arena.
right,
They built
right,
that right outside my
right.
door.
And I think you and I miss we certainly miss the new business school and all that, like,
Yeah,
it's just the way it is. But
yeah.
I think what I find maddening is like they're not permanently doing away with green space. They're going to build, and once the new arena is complete, simultaneously they're going to tear down Millette, the old arena, which sits as part of this big green space, and they're going to turn that into new green space with intramural. Like it's gonna end up honestly being nicer green space than
Yes.
where they're
A
building.
nicer
So
piece of land. Yeah.
yeah, so I really have no patience for that argument either.
And Millette is like, it's truly one of the worst buildings I've ever been in. It's fucking awful. It's the most depressing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it would be a good sarcophagus for the Patino family.
It's dark, it's cavernous.
Yeah.
What's
Looks like
incredible though is
dark brick.
they're selling it out this year. Like that's the thing. Like there'd be games where there'd be maybe 1,200 people there. It's like a
And I've
10
eaten
and a
up all
half.
the cotton candy.
Yeah, it's got a capacity of 10,600. So watching it full this season has just been like, holy shit! Like everything about this is just like up is down. I
Yeah.
don't recognize this, and it's so much fun. I love it. Now the big
Do you
question:
does
will
Steele
Travis
stay?
Steele stay?
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't know.
He says he
His
loves
wife,
Oxford.
yeah, his wife, who's an Indian Hill grad, TC, deep ties to Cincinnati, and so I
Okay.
think that's the hope is if they're gonna be in Cincinnati, listen, like Xavier's not an option. I don't think UC would hire a failed Xavier coach. So like if they want to be in Cincinnati, I'm allowing myself to be optimistic that he might stay and
Yeah.
build something in Oxford.
This is what, his second
So
year?
we'll see. It's his fourth year.
Fourth year. Okay.
Yeah. But kind of the second last year,
Yeah. Like
took a
second
while to
good
get it
year.
building. His third year, they were 25-9 last year, and now obviously this year.
God, I
So
just love that Xavier fired him and
it's the
THG's
best.
Xavier Musketeers fucking stink.
And now they got Richard Pitino as their oh god, I love it. I love it. I know. It's the
Uh,
best.
Randy, to cover down, it was DJ Illmix was the
Oh, that
Broncos
was the row the
football
boat.
DJ. That was the row the boat guy, and this guy is DJ the most incredible DJ Chuck is his name.
Oh,
DJ Charles
okay.
Welch. So different DJs, but same
I
philosophy
might have to
as
call my
opposed.
old man the most incredible Chuck.
Yeah, did you when he was visiting, did you get to listen to any of the AI music?
He did send me the file. We might have to we'll
Files.
yeah, the files. I have some files. We'll have to run those at some point.
Also, are you calling Lily? Are you calling her Lil? Like you're Lil and she's big?
Big and Lil. Yeah, I
Big
think
and
that's
Lil.
where it yeah. Um,
Kinda like your guys big and rich.
exactly. Exactly. I think that's it. It'll probably be Lily mostly, but I think she and I will be Lil and either Phil or Big or whatever she
Yeah.
wants to call me.
Lil Landis is cool though. That's a sick name.
Yeah.
All right, so getting to the rest of the haters here with Miami basketball. We've got Doug Gottlieb freaked out
Clown.
again. Yeah, he was
Although I was kind of thinking we owe Doug a little bit of an apology. He has gotten it going a little bit this year.
yeah.
But he
He
did
said
quit
that
his radio show. So I think
yeah,
we're kind of like maybe we
we were
meet in the
right.
middle with him. Yeah.
But he was shitting all over the MAC just generally and non-conference schedules and
Yeah, what
such.
what pissed me off about that was, Doug's talking about a lack of context, trying to stick up for the Horizon League, and then he like punches across at a fellow mid-major at Miami and is talking about like Miami played 3 non D1 games. I can assure you Miami did not want to play 3 non D1 games. They really struggled filling out a schedule this year. And I think if you listen to Coach Steele, the
Well, that
net,
was
which
part
is
of one of the reasons he sold everybody on the arena was that nobody wants to come here because Millette's such a shithole.
that's right. That's right. Xavier Dayton, that nobody wants to come up
Yeah.
to
But also
Millette.
nobody wants to play them because 'cause they're good too, right?
That was the thing coming into this year. Yeah,
Yeah.
was like they were the net rankings. Essentially, they were like projecting to be a Q2 or maybe a Q3 game for teams, but like a, a game that you could lose. So it just this new ranking, it's easily gamed,
Yeah.
and it kind of just allows the big schools to even more just like close shop. It just everything's kind of becoming more and more of a closed ecosystem, I think, which sucks. All that's to say, Miami did not play like a hard schedule. Like I'm not going to try to
Yeah.
pretend that they did, but I also think going 29-0, like that's fucking incredible, and they should absolutely be in the field of 68, like
So if you think that like
bar
let's
none.
say how many games will they like they'll get a bye in the MAC tournament and then how many games will they have to play to win?
Okay, so they have Toledo and OU, so they'll play 31 regular season games, and
Okay.
then There's actually no bye. The MAC
Oh, so there's
tournament now
2
is
left. There's Toledo's the last home game, and then they go to
yeah,
OU?
yeah. And then the top 8 teams make the MAC tournament and no bye. So they would play a
Okay.
maximum of 3 games, quarterfinal, semifinal, final.
Okay,
So,
and then Akron would be on the other side, so they'd be guaranteed to
yeah,
meet them in the finals. Okay.
yeah.
So let's say
So
they
you're
lost
looking
in the
at
semis. Do you think they still make the NCAA tournament?
I truly believe if Miami goes 31-0 regular season, it doesn't matter when if they were to lose in the
It would
MAC
just
tournament.
affect their seeding in the tournament. Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause
I
that
I
was
th
my big issue with, like, the Bruce Pearl stuff too, which we can get into that. Pearl's a fucking buffoon and a clown, and, like,
he's the
the
worst.
shit that he
He's the
pulled with his
greasiest.
son at
Oh
like,
my
getting his
god.
son that he is like,
Yeah.
he makes Bill Self look like an angel.
He makes Rick Pitino, Crypt Keeper 1.0. Like, I have so much more respect for Pitino than I do Bruce Pearl.
Yeah, yeah. Bruce Pearl's just a low life. But yeah, the stuff that he said, hey, like, there's not like I don't know, just the whole thing is off of the there's not going to be that many teams. I don't know. I struggle so much with like a mediocre
No,
SEC team getting in,
yeah,
and like that's
it
not what March Madness is about. Nobody gives a shit.
no. And I was just reading today, Joe Lenardi came out with this thing essentially
Yeah,
talking about if you go through the kind of recent history of the NCAA tournament, mid-major teams that have won, call it 27 or more games. Essentially, mid-major teams that have won a shit ton of regular season games fare so much better in the NCAA tournament than middling power conference teams do.
yeah,
And Bruce Pearl's whole thing, because his son is now the coach at Auburn, and they have very good metrics, but they're 15 and 14. Like, they don't actually win enough games. He's trying to make it like Miami has no business, like they couldn't compete. I think he said the Big East was the example he threw out. Like, I don't know if they'd finish last in the Big East. Well, people have been quick to point out too, DePaul, okay, who right now sits what, one, two, three, four, fifth in the Big East. DePaul, fifth in the Big East this year, lost at home to Buffalo, who might miss the MAC tournament. They might not even be the top 8 in the MAC. So, like, this idea that Miami couldn't win games in the Big East over, you play 20 of them, you get 10 at home. Like, not to mention, if Miami were in the Big East, how much bigger of a basketball budget they would have, which never goes
yeah.
mentioned. Like, if you put a team in a power conference and give them the money and the resources that the other teams around them have,
It's all
I
relative. Yeah,
yeah, like, it's just such a lazy, stupid argument, I think. And I think it's just nakedly biased by Bruce Pearl because his son, who he left in charge because he quit 4 days before the season, so they'd have to take his son as coach. Like, they're on the bubble and they're on the outside looking in, and
oh,
it's gross. It's so gross.
I love it. It's so funny.
Yeah, I'm fired up, TC. But I think Miami, they don't have to worry about it. Beat Toledo. If they can beat OU, they'll be 31-0 regular season. I don't think it matters what happens in the MAC tournament. I Yeah, just
Okay.
take care of business.
If they make it, when they make it, I'm gonna try to go to a game if it's a
I
easy
think
flight.
I know I'm trying to talk the wife into it too. It might depend on where they end up.
I'll meet you there. We'll do a recording
Maybe a
on site.
road.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Because I'm like, I went to
I remember the last time they were in the NCAA tournament, I was on spring break. It was when Doug Penno made that shot. That was
yeah,
like
'07.
'07. Yeah. And
I
I
think they
remember
played out
being
west, maybe. I know they played
yeah,
Oregon, but I think they sent them out west, maybe.
yeah.
I did not go to that game, and I went to the Sweet 16 game in '99 where they lost to Kentucky,
Where was that?
Zerbiak's final game. That was in St. Louis.
Okay.
So I have not been to a Miami NCAA tournament game in, yeah, 26 years. Like, I really, if I can make it, I really would like to go. So we'll have to get THG is not invited, but maybe we can get some others to join us.
It Randy, it appears the hockey team has turned back into a pumpkin.
a
little
couple
like
tough series lately.
7 game losing streak, but
But I think if you zoom out, a couple good things. They did make their conference tournament. They're actually coming
okay,
out here to Denver. It's gonna be tough ask to win that one. But I think just making the conference tournament this year, big step in the right direction. Everything I've heard about this hockey coach, people do say good things about him.
good. Okay. And
Yeah.
then I like Saylor, the athletic director, punching back at Bruce Pearl a little bit, and
Yeah.
getting
I
getting the
I think
arena
yeah.
approved. All the sports seem to move in the right direction.
Miami sports as a whole are about in as good a place as I can ever remember them being. I think my biggest frustration continues to be like Chuck Martin and the football team,
The
but
offense
yeah,
specifically.
the offense specifically. But the women's basketball team, I think, is 24-5. The baseball team's good. The softball team's good. Like it's a good sports program right now. Yeah,
Is,
kudos to
is
Sailor.
synchronized skating still bomb? Are they still world
Synchronized
champs?
skating, yeah, they're always up there. The field hockey team's probably been the most successful of any Miami sport. The women's
Uh,
field hockey is really good.
all right. Well, other stuff. Reds off season. Anything you want to get off your chest there before the next
No.
Seamsters? You guys will do a spring training Seamsters here in the next 3 weeks or so. But
Yeah, I think we're gonna get it going around opening day. I was happy they signed Suarez. They finally did something. I yeah, I'm
where are
sure
you gonna go,
Solly's
Randy? Where are you gonna go?
apoplectic. Yeah, I know. There was an official transition of power, TC, from Bob to
I
Phil
saw that.
Castellini. Yeah.
I saw that. I also saw my guy Rick Profar got suspended 162 games today.
He's just a juice monkey.
Just stop
Can't
juicing.
stop taking the PEDs. Yeah, it's tough.
Did
Hate
you
that.
speaking of tough? Did you have a comment on the Tony Clark situation?
Ooh. Um, no, what he was messing around with his brother's wife, was it?
Yeah, the sister-in-law.
Yeah.
He ain't got
Yeesh.
her a job. Yeah.
That's tough. No. Uh, I'm sure we'll have plenty to talk about with baseball labor stuff in
Yeah.
the next year plus.
In a 3 sentences, are you for or against the salary cap?
In theory, I'm for. I don't think it's gonna happen though. But if they can figure out a way to do it and to truly I'd be for a salary cap along with a salary floor as well, so that they're
Okay.
making teams spend a
Yeah.
certain amount of money.
Okay. That was like 4 sentences. So we'll leave it there. Uh what else we got? Oh, I sent this one over a while ago. There's this coach up in Queens, Rob Naclerio or
Yeah.
Naclerio or whatever. This is in the New York Times. After 45 years of coaching basketball in Queens, Ron Naclerico was a shoo-in for the Hall of Fame. Then his victory lap got complicated, and he got suspended for improperly recruiting players. And this is at Benjamin Cardozo High School. And it's not the same. It's not the first time that he's faced such allegations. He denied the charges, but it could result in his termination, just short of the career wins record up there.
He sounds like a true character.
Yes,
Yeah, this is a long he rubs a lot of people the wrong way, and then, former players and other people speak glowingly of him. I think he's just, like, truly you kinda get from him what you see. Yeah,
it sounds kind of like the great man Rush Probst,
a little
Coach
bit.
Probst.
Yeah. Like, they tell a story of, like, his first year coaching, and his team was 1-22, and he, like, was bashing his head on a wall or something, and the players were like, "Coach, stop." You're like, "This guy's nuts, TC."
My high
Yeah.
school football coach, Alan Chadwick, is seemingly hanging on to set the record for career wins in Georgia. Like everybody thought he was going to retire like 7 years ago. He just hasn't. And I think I don't know. I don't know how many wins away he is. I think he's within a season or two of wins, like maybe 10 or something like that. But it's just like I hate it when guys hang on for records. I
I
think it's
know.
such a disservice to the school, to the guys that you're grooming to take over for you. Like, it just clogs up the entire system.
Yeah, it just turns a little selfish, and once it, like, once it has that air about it, I'm with you. It's like, "Eesh, this isn't good."
Yeah.
Um, I know.
Speaking of it, Tony Dungy. You missed all the Tony Dungy, you know, him allegedly not voting for Belichick, and then I guess he's
That's right.
out at Sunday Night Football as well. Which pour one out for him.
Yeah. Do you think that's, are they clearing space for Tomlin, do you think? Is that who they're going after?
I would assume they're probably going after Tomlin. I don't know if
Yeah.
Tomlin wants to do it either. Who knows if Jack, I don't know if Jack is going to stick around or not. Jack with a C. Rodney kind of did put Tony in a body bag. Yeah. Somebody was saying like we need to do like the you know uh the trading cards, the terrorists, the Iraqi
Oh,
trading
yeah.
cards. Like
Yeah.
who's the ace of spades? Who's the Alzar Kawi
Purely, like,
or
football media, or do you think, like, all
or
sports
of like the
media?
Sunday Night Football, like
Oh,
the
something
Florio,
who who's
Jack,
your ace of
Maria.
spades then? That's a good question.
I think it's gotta be Dungy. He's so bad, man. Like he's never said
Wow.
anything even remotely insightful.
That's true.
The
Yeah,
rest
that's
of them
true.
are like Sims even. The rest of them are like entertaining or buffoonish in their own way. But and honestly, like the Clapper, maybe I have Stockholm syndrome. The Clappers, I've done a complete 180 on the Clapper. I think he's like really good
It
now.
it all changed on that Thanksgiving night game for me, I think, when I was like, "Holy shit, I like listening to the
Yeah.
Clapper as an analyst on
He
this
was
game."
so well prepared,
Yeah.
and yeah. Now he's much better on the games now than he is in the studio, I think.
Yeah, I
So,
think that's right.
a couple other things on the sports front. Bodo Glimt beat Inter Milan, which I thought was dope. That's the Norwegian team, like up by Lufaton almost. That
That is cool.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
There was a big kerfuffle at the US half marathon. I believe it was in Atlanta. This there was 2 miles remaining. Jess McLean found herself leading,
I did
and
read about
this
this.
is per the Athletic. I read about this morning or yesterday. So she realized there wasn't anyone in front of her, uh, because she had followed the lead vehicle off course. So the lead vehicle like took a wrong turn, and she, went off course. She had to find her way back to the correct finish line, and she finished ninth. And she protested immediately. You know, got denied basically. So she finished ninth. That's a tough scene.
It's a tough way to lose. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think part of the sport of, like, marathon running should be you have to follow the course. Like, you're responsible for following the course.
Which, but the and I thought it was interesting. The jury of appeals found that the event did not meet USA Track and Field Rule 243, that the course was not adequately marked at the point of misdirection. This
Mm.
violation contributed to the misdirection taken by the athletes within the top four at the time of the misdirection. However, the jury of appeals finds no recourse within the rule book to alter the results of the order of finish. So it was classified as final, even though they
It's like, okay, we hear your protest, but also we're not gonna, yeah.
there's nothing we can do about it. Yeah.
I mean, what a day. How do you think the winner feels? This Molly, I just lost her name. Molly something. She was like more than a minute off the pace, and then all of us Molly Bourne
It's kind of
uh,
the rub of the
wins
green.
the race. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Shame
Yeah,
on the Atlanta Track Club, which is a very proud and storied institution they run the Peachtree Road Race, and
yeah.
they're pretty high and mighty. So, also speaking of Atlanta, institutions, obviously Coca-Cola, DC, an Atlanta company per push, but Alta, the Atlanta Lawn Tennis Association, one of the
Hmm.
largest tennis associations in the world. Randy, I've started playing tennis again.
Tell me
I've been twice now in the last
how
few
we're
weeks.
almost 2 hours in this episode. Yeah,
Yeah.
talk to me. How was it? What just hitting? Are you
Yeah, first
playing
one, Ali and
like
I
a
or
set?
yeah, Alex and I went and got dual lesson. We rallied. She's never really played before. I was shocked at how good she was.
Yeah,
Just natural athlete, which was really impressive. My ground strokes kind of stink. They're coming back slowly but
sure.
surely. The game's kind of changed, I guess. Like I was all worried about my footwork at the net, especially. And he was like, "No, you don't really need good footwork at the net anymore. The rackets are like really powerful now, and it's much more of a power game. And you just kind of hold your racket up
Yeah.
and that
Yeah.
sort of thing." My serve is still, I still have a really good serve. He was like, "Man, you got like
Okay.
a nasty kick serve." I was like, "Yeah," and I don't have a good second serve, but I can serve my face
That's what
off.
I've been yeah.
So it's just such
I'm
a good workout. I need
how'd
to
the
start
body
doing it.
feel? I was gonna say, probably felt a little soreness in places that maybe you
Yeah.
haven't felt in a while?
Yeah, but it's all clay down here too, so it's all,
Okay.
kinda it's less, or it's, lower impact, I would say. But yeah, it's been fun. Body's been sore, but in a good way, not like
Yeah.
I wanna die sore.
That makes me really happy, and if you keep going, whenever you and I are together, we should pack rackets and
Yeah.
go hit. I've been keeping at it. I actually signed up for a tournament later in March. I'm hoping to be able to play, but TBD just with the home situation. But I love hearing that. Good for you.
Yeah, it's been fun. Yeah, I was playing with Maddie the other night too. We did like a it was Maddie's wife, Steph, it was her birthday. So for her birthday party, they did a couples tennis night, and we played
Okay.
105. You ever play 105?
Nah, I don't know what
Where it's
I don't
like
think
you can
so.
have, you got 2 people on each side, but you got the pro in the middle, and the pro feeds it, so there's no serving. So
Okay.
basically, like, unforced errors, the other team gets a point.
Okay.
But, like, there's various, I think if you get, like, an overhead lob winner, it's, like, 20 points. If you get just,
Okay.
like, a winner that nobody touches, it's 10 points, that sort of thing. So it
Yeah.
encourages trying to hit winners and, having fun. So we played
Yeah.
a few games of that the other night. It was a blast. It was just,
That yeah.
being competitive and, like, first team to 105 wins.
Okay.
So,
I've done stuff like that in, like, group drills
yeah,
where yeah, they'll break you into, teams and that's super fun. I
yeah.
I love it. Good for
It
you.
just it just keeps going. It keeps the heart rate and, like, the
Yeah.
energy up instead of feeling like, "Oh, this person just double faulted. We gotta or, we gotta switch
Yeah,
sides for the
it's
game."
fast pace. Exactly. You're
Exactly.
not spending time chasing balls or, yeah, trying to waiting for
Exactly.
a serve to land.
So, the last thing I've got, Randy, is just there was this, God, I got again. There's
I
a
opened
community.
this and I was like, "Oh, he's not gonna be happy about this."
Alright, well,
This
this
would
is
have been one
not
of the more
true.
unbelievable stories.
No.
I'm not shocked that it turns out to be, false.
This was from this guy Shane Tuttle, NCAA. Chad the guy on USC, University of Southern California men's basketball team that left the team. He was like one of their leading scorers. There was an anonymous tip that reportedly suggested that the Dominican native is actually 32 years old and a father of 4. I guess that's not true, but man, it would have been awesome.
It would have been great, yeah.
I think he is like
Uh,
26 though, right?
he legitimately is 26, yeah, and he's been all over. Yeah,
What are we
it's
doing?
crazy. What are we doing? Exactly.
So, that's all I got, Randy. It's good to have you back, man.
Gosh darn, TC, it's good to be back. Fun
We
show,
got
man.
we got a
Thank you.
4-hour Oscars pod dropping next week.
Yeah, we recorded the Oscars pod. We were joking in the beginning about how, last year was an homage to The Brutalist. I think we all thought maybe we'd go a couple hours, and it ended up being 4 hours. So there's going to be a mega Oscars pod dropping next week with myself, DJ, Tim Simons. Give that a listen if you're at all curious. But yeah, good to be kind of back and getting back into the swing of things, TC.
Amen. Crack on, Randy.
Crackle.